All right, let's try again. All right, so my mum told me and my dad we need to take the wheelie bins out, and outside it's cold, it's raining, it's wet, it's miserable weather. And I looked at dad and he's like, "You do it," and I was like, "Nah, you do it." And I said, hang on, let me ring up someone, and we'll call him Daniel. We'll just make that name up. And I rang up Daniel, my neighbour, and I said, he picked up the phone. He goes, "Hey, David." I said, "Hey, Daniel, how are you?" He goes, "Good, good." He goes, I said, "Are you home?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm home." And I said, "Oh, all right." He goes, "You home?" I said, "Yeah, I'm home." He goes, "Oh, why are you ringing me? What's up?" And I said to him, "Look, it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable, it's raining." I said, "I've noticed you've got your wheelie bins outside, and I don't want to get wet. So can you come over and do ours?" And he just lost it. He laughed really hard. He just laughed and laughed and laughed. He goes, "Oh, that's a good one." He goes, "That's a real good one." He goes, "Don't you have an umbrella?" I said, "But I don't want to get wet, Daniel. I think you're missing the point." he just, he just laughed. He said, "All right." He said, "Maybe another time." I said, "All right, another time." Anyway, part two of the story, I told that story to my Kiwi friend. He had the best response. He said, "Oh, what? Your neighbour didn't help you, take your bins out because it was cold, wet, miserable, raining, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "You know what you should do to punish him?" I said, "Oh, what's that?" He goes, "You should shit on his lawn." I said, "That's awesome." I said, "What a good response." So then I went back to my neighbour and I texted him and I said, "My best friend said this." And he just laughed even more. Oh, it was funny. Oh, it was a good little light-hearted neighbour joke. Oh, that was funny. See it.